What do you think, Jack?
Let's discuss the infamous Ramsey Ransom note. Say that 5 times. Patsy's claim is that she woke up around 5 to 5:30 in the morning, walked down her spiral staircase, and found this ransom note.
Go down the spiral staircase, and there on one of the runs of the stair is the 3-page ransom note.
It went as follows. Mr. Ramsey, listen carefully. We are a group of individuals that represent a small foreign faction.
But I got your attention now, didn't I, Jack?
We respect your business, but not the country that it serves. I find it really funny that they're taking their time out to show praise to John in a way and saying that their business is respectable. They just have a problem with the United States. Yet John himself served in the Navy for the United States, and Access Graphics is a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin, which is one of the government's largest defense contractors. So if this foreign agency doesn't like the United States, they really shouldn't like Ramsey's company. But what does Access Graphics really do? Oh, it's still kind of hard exactly to say. Pause and read this for yourself. But basically, they are one of 2 distributors of some hardware and software, JavaScript type stuff. I'm really dumb when it comes to computer things. And they sold to people like in Silicon Valley, like the tech type people and companies. So for what reason would this foreign faction respect Ramsey's business? But let's go on. At this time, we have your daughter in our possession. Okay, we know this is a flat out lie because they never took her. She was in the basement. She is safe and unharmed. Again, we know that's a blatant lie. She had already passed at this point. If you want her to see 1997, you must follow our instructions to the letter. And so what do the Ramseys proceed to do?
Well, I hardly read it,
After telling them to follow the instructions to the letter, they say, you will withdraw $118,000 from your account. $100,000 will be in 100 bills, and the remaining $18,000 in $20 bills. And here's the part that gets me personally. Make sure that you bring an adequate size attaché to the bank. When you get home, you will put the money in a brown paper bag. So just going back to the part where it says attaché, to me that's something, a word that I could see Patsy using. I don't see a man or a foreign entity using the word attaché. To me, they're more likely to say suitcase. According to the ransom note, the Ramseys should have been expecting a call between 8 and 10 a.m. That call never came through. Not only did the call not come through, but Detective Crazy Eyes Linda Art noted that the parents had no reaction when the call was not received.
10 o'clock comes and goes, and there's no acknowledgement within the house from anyone that the deadline imposed by the author of the ransom note has come and gone.
Nobody said it's 10 o'clock and the kidnappers haven't called?
Nobody said that.
Some people make the argument that the Ramseys didn't know if the 10 a.m. call meant that day or the day after. However, I would still be by the phone at 10 a.m. regardless. Continuing on with the note, the delivery will be exhausting, so I advise you to be rested.
You took a melatonin pill, so you slept soundly?
Unfortunately, I did.
If we monitor you getting the money early, we might call you early to arrange an earlier delivery of the money, and hence an earlier delivery pickup of your daughter. So to me, how many times they're using early and earlier and delivery, I feel like this note is rushed. But the way they phrase those last sentences is just pretty strange to me. And here's the part that really gets me. Any deviation of my instructions will result in the immediate execution of your daughter. You will also be denied her remains for proper burial. The 2 gentlemen watching over your daughter do not particularly like you, although they respect his company. So I advise you not to provoke them. Speaking to anyone about your situation, such as police, FBI, etc., will result in your daughter being beheaded. If we catch you talking to a stray dog, she, unalives. If you alert bank authorities, if the money is in any way marked or tampered with, you will be scanned for electronic devices, and if any are found, you can try to deceive us, but be warned that we are familiar with law enforcement countermeasures and tactics.
What do you think, Jack?
When you just come after me.
No, this is about me. This is about my money. This is about money due me.
You stand a 99% chance of your daughter if you try to outsmart us. Follow our instructions and you stand a 100% chance of getting her back. We know that's a lie. You and your family are under constant scrutiny as well as the authorities. Don't try to grow a brain, John. Both John and Patsy say that they were shocked when all of a sudden one day they noticed that the "Don't try to grow a brain, John" was from the movie Speed.
Now, you know that I'm on top of you. Do not attempt to grow a brain.
You're not the only fat cat around, so don't think that unaliving will be difficult. The word cat stuck out to some, and actually an employee at Access Graphics claimed that Patsy's father used the word cats often. Don't underestimate us, John. Use that good Southern common sense of yours. And then I've never heard of Southern, what did he call it? Southern common sense? I've heard of Southern charm, but not Southern common sense. It is up to you now, John. Victory SBTC. And I just noticed that they use John a lot in that last little couple sentences too. So as we know, Patsy completely disobeys the letter, and let's hear what she does and why.
I phoned the police, called 911 from the kitchen telephone, wall phone, hung up, dialed one set of our friends, hung up, and dialed another set of friends and asked them to come quickly to help.
How soon after that 911 call did you dial the first?
Immediately.
So I guess we're to believe that Patsy didn't read the entire letter and didn't realize the risk she was putting JonBenet in when she called the police and her friends. And I'm going to let another journalist who asked a great question to John finish up all the other anomalies that were wrong with the ransom note. And you guys put yours below in the comments too. Thanks for sticking around.
How can you explain the fact that there's never been another case where the daughter of a businessman has been targeted by kidnappers for ransom, and they left a extremely lengthy and confusing ransom note that was written on materials, with materials in the house. Mm-hmm. But then, instead of kidnapping your daughter, they actually, I'm sorry, but brutally murdered her, mm-hmm. left the note and the body at the same location, in the same house. It's just never happened before. But what has happened before is tens of thousands of times in that same time period, there have been literally that many cases where somebody staged a crime scene to be something it was not.